So good evening, everyone. Even though it's still afternoon, we are preparing for the evening. So I want to first start by just getting myself a little grounded. Thank you so much, Sora. It's such an honor to be here at the Hotel DuPont. I tell you, as I reflect on my life here in the state of Delaware, this hotel is one of the most historical landmarks here in Wilmington. And I tell you, every time I come here for an occasion, I'm just inspired more and more. The art, the architect of this building. But what really resonates most with me today is all of you in your grandeur, beauty, and elegance. Give yourselves a round of applause for just looking stunning today. Stunning. Okay, so I'm having my little technology here. All right, you're not going to work with me. So, I bring you greetings from the capital of the great first state, Delaware. I begin by thanking the ladies of the Epsilon Rho chapter of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated for this distinguished honor to speak with you today. The appropriate protocols have already been established, yet I would be remiss if I did not seize this opportunity to recognize the president of my chapter, Theta Zeta Zeta, President Maya McMillian. Please stand. Please remain standing. And of course, our beloved State Director, Shanina Davenport Fogan. Please stand. I would also ask that the ladies from my current chapter, please stand. The ladies from Epsilon Rho Zeta, which was my original chapter in Delaware, please stand. And all of my sorors of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, the greatest sorority in the world, please stand. I want you each to know that I love you and that our collective efforts for over 102 years is the catalyst for this high tea. And each of you edify pearls of excellence in our collective continued efforts to honor the vision of our founders, the 5 pearls. And through sisterhood, service, final womanhood, and scholarship, we continue to edify what Pearls of Excellence symbolizes. As we celebrate today the annual Catherine B. Ross High Tea, we embrace all of the elegance and beauty that represents finer womanhood. Okay. Today, I hope to expound on how we can elevate ways to operationalize Pearls of Excellence as sisters. And to this, I am issuing a call to action. Y'all know I'm always issuing a call to action. And to this, I am declaring 2022 the year of the woman. Let's give all the women a round of applause. It's my belief that this is the season that women must embrace all of the charm of being a woman to assume key leadership opportunities in our state and across our nation. I begin with my favorite quote from the Bible, 1 Corinthians 13:13. And if you've ever heard me speak, I always start with this quote. I ground my actions in my life in this quote. Now abide, faith, hope, love, these 3. But the greatest of these is love. I strive continuously to use my faith to inspire hope through actions that edify love. It is my belief that in this season, women have been called to re-image and rejuvenate and recreate paradigms on leadership. As I reflect on my journey becoming the first Black superintendent and CEO of the Capital School District, and currently the only Black female superintendent in the first state, I am humbled. I am honored. Those who know my personal story and the professional persecution I experienced here in Delaware know that I always share that when I found my faith in God, it inspired me to hope, and it led me to my ability to forgive those who have tried to stall my career. Then God promoted me. So what I found was my strength was love. Forgiving those who mean you no good and finding the tenacity to move forward despite obstacles. So why am I sharing all of this with you today? Because I'm telling you what I know firsthand. To be a leader who elevates pearls of excellence, you have to have faith, hope, and love in your toolkit. Ladies, God is ushering women into their pearls of excellence on the heels of COVID. When we think about COVID, we think about how it's changed our world. We think about the 2 T's, the first being technology. Yet I challenge you to think about the second T, which is trauma. In March of 2020, our world changed. As educational leaders, I am confident that educators would agree that we are still grappling with the impacts of technology and trauma every day we show up for work. But I want you to know that leaders in every sector understand the course of our path towards requires recovery. It is clear to many that this must include a new type of leadership. So in education, we talk about academic recovery. In the business sector, they're still recovering also. Profit gains, returns on investments. We can talk all kinds of business jargon, but the bottom line is we are still on the hills of COVID and we are still recovering as a nation. So I want to take an opportunity to describe what I believe, which my book will be released in 2023. The new job kind of threw me off, y'all. So I haven't had a chance to really continue to write, but it's given me more material for my book, I got to tell you. So I want to take this opportunity to describe leadership attributes. I argue that in the 21st century, leaders post-COVID will need to keep humility and compassion at the helm with innovation and creativity. We will need to be courageous. We will need to be technology savvy. We will need to have the ability to galvanize people to work collaboratively, and we have to have the capacity to be solution providers. Handling multiple tasks with accuracy at a fast pace. Doesn't that sound like your mother? Doesn't that sound like your sister? Doesn't that sound like your auntie? Okay, so the world has changed significantly, catapulting everyone into this digital age and reaffirming that we are in the 21st century. We can no longer cling to our 19th century models. Now, I've been saying for years that education is stuck in the 19th century. We're preparing kids for an industrial revolution that has far gone and passed on. We're in the 4th industrial revolution, and yet we're still in the 1st in education. But I tell you, one of the positive lights of COVID was that we got catapulted into the 21st century. That Amazon effect, Lieutenant Governor, that has made so many businesses go under, Education was saved from that because of compulsory educational law. We had to have kids. Kids had to come because of the law. But other businesses like Circuit City, Toys R Us, they all disappeared because they didn't understand the shift in our world in becoming digital citizens. And so, women across all disciplines in our society have suffered gender inequalities. In the past, we have been encouraged to abandon our feminine attributes in pursuit of executive leadership roles. Even education, despite being a female-dominated field, female leaders continue to be underrepresented in key executive leadership roles. But ladies, I'm here to tell you today, ladies, it's my belief that gender inequality has been our incubator, so that now in this season, it is our springboard, giving women favor, because you know what? We are fearfully and wonderfully made. In this season, I urge women to pursue executive leadership opportunities that you have the capacity to lead. Today, we need leadership that is rooted in faith, hope, and love, more importantly. As described in Psalms 139, 13 verses 13 to 14, quote, for it was you who created my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. I will praise you because I have been fearfully and wonderfully made. So, ladies, we must embrace what has been declared in this season post-COVID, that we need more faith, hope, and love to lead our communities, to lead our state, to lead our nation, and to lead this world. So now I want to share key steps to enact pearls of excellence through a new leadership paradigm called Leadership Through Love. First and foremost, ladies, I want you to pursue your heart's dreams in leadership with passion by placing your faith in God, not people. Have a vision that spurs the audacity of hope. People need hope, but let hope also be rooted in helping other people excel. Leave your ego aside and elevate people by tapping into their passions and talents. Third, you have to be willingly able to operationalize more nexus, okay? And that acronym would be woman. And a nexus is a connection or a series of connections linking two or more things to support continuous improvement. So take all of your networks, all of the things and the people in your family, your professional networks, the D9 associations, your church, knit that together and make your networks more extraordinary, right? Operationalize it willingly, okay? And then 4, resolve challenges by building on faith in God while creating a legacy of enacting, you got it, unity through love. So finally, I want to say that we need more love in our world to heal post-COVID. And as I'm writing my 3rd book, Cultivating Organizational Vision in Digital Times, to this, I am calling for new leadership paradigms that edify, bringing home the baking, frying it up, and taking care of our families, okay? And that what women do, we multitask at a fast-paced accuracy, leading with solutions, communicating with clarity, and embracing all of the charm that comes with being grandmothers, mothers, aunties, sisters, friends. So And of course, girlfriends. My girlfriend Kamika over there, hey. And so I leave you with this powerful quote from Sheryl Sandberg. And she's the author of a book called Lean In. And it's, of course, about women in the boardroom. And when I accepted the call to leadership in the Capital School District, I accepted the responsibility to make sure that I am pulling other people up. And I've done several things in my capacity, not just my Superintendent's Ladies Network, in which I've asked the ladies in my organization to come together and to mentor girls. But I'm also, through my sorority, continue to serve my community. And through the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, we continue to do the most important thing, is the research around the state of the Black girl and the Black woman in this state. And so I challenge you, as our state director of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated has continued to challenge us, that let's not make today about our beautiful hats and our pretty dresses and, of course, our gloves and our tea. Let's make today about reigniting our efforts to go back to our communities and lead. And so I leave you with this quote by Sheryl Sandberg, and it says, women need to shift from thinking, I'm not ready to do that, to thinking, I want to do that, and I'll learn by doing it. Thank you, everyone.